What happens when a trusted caregiver becomes a child's worst nightmare? Today on The Real Crime Diary, Daily Dose of Crime, I'm MHB, and we're diving into the chilling case of Lucy Letby, the nurse who turned a neonatal unit into a killing ground. Brace yourselves for a story that will challenge everything you thought you knew about safety in hospitals. Lucy Letby, a former nurse from Hereford, UK, committed one of the most chilling series of crimes in recent British history. Between June 2015 and June 2016, Letby worked in the neonatal unit of the Countess of Chester Hospital, a place meant to nurture and heal the most vulnerable patients, newborn babies. It was during this time that Letby carried out her horrific acts. The hospital, located in Chester, Cheshire, saw an alarming increase in infant deaths and unexplained collapses during Letby's shifts. What should have been a safe haven for premature and ill infants became a hunting ground for a serial killer hiding behind the guise of a caring medical professional. As the death toll rose, suspicions grew, leading to an investigation that would uncover a trail of tragedy spanning a full year and affecting multiple families. As the investigation progressed, the chilling methods Letby employed to harm these innocent babies came to light. She injected air into their tiny bloodstreams and stomachs, a silent and deadly technique that left little trace. In some cases, she administered insulin or milk when it wasn't medically necessary, causing dangerous imbalances in their fragile systems. But Letby's cruelty didn't stop there. She deliberately overfed some infants, pushing their bodies to the brink. In other instances, she tampered with vital medical equipment, sabotaging the very machines meant to keep these vulnerable newborns alive. Perhaps most disturbing of all, Letby didn't always succeed on her first attempt. Some babies endured multiple attacks, fighting for their lives against an enemy disguised as their caregiver. One baby girl miraculously survived 2 separate attempts on her life, both involving lethal doses of insulin or force feeding. The pattern that emerged was as clear as it was horrifying. Letby had systematically targeted the most vulnerable patients in her care, exploiting their weakness and the trust placed in her as a medical professional. As the full scope of her actions came to light, it became clear that this case would shake the foundations of neonatal care and patient trust for years to come. The first signs that something was terribly wrong at the Countess of Chester Hospital emerged when senior doctors noticed an alarming spike in infant deaths. What started as a troubling anomaly soon became a full-blown investigation that would shock the nation. As more babies inexplicably collapsed and died, medical staff began to piece together a disturbing pattern. The common thread? Lucy Letby's presence during these tragic events. A review of her work hours revealed a chilling correlation. A disproportionate number of deaths occurred during her shifts. But it wasn't just timing that raised red flags. Medical experts brought in to assess the infant's conditions found inconsistencies that couldn't be explained by natural causes. This prompted police to launch an official investigation, digging deeper into Letby's background and activities. The breakthrough came when investigators searched Letby's home. There, they uncovered damning evidence. Handwritten notes that would send shivers down anyone's spine. One note in particular stood out. It read, "I am evil, I did this." These words, penned by Letby herself, would become a crucial piece of evidence in the case against her. As detectives combed through medical records and witness statements, the full extent of Letby's crimes began to emerge. The investigation had uncovered one of the most horrifying cases of serial infanticide in British history. The trial of Lucy Letby culminated in one of the most shocking verdicts in recent British history. In August 2023, after a lengthy legal process, Letby was found guilty of murdering 7 babies and attempting to murder 6 others. The court handed down an unprecedented sentence, 14 whole life orders. This means Letby will spend the rest of her life behind bars with no possibility of parole. What makes this sentence particularly notable is its rarity for female offenders in the UK. Letby became one of only a handful of women to receive a whole life term, a sentence typically reserved for the most heinous criminals. The gravity of her crimes, committed against the most vulnerable members of society, warranted this exceptional punishment. But the story didn't end there. In a twist that sent shockwaves through the nation, Letby faced another trial in July 2024. This time, she was convicted of attempting to murder yet another baby, resulting in an additional whole life sentence. The accumulation of these convictions cements Letby's place as one of Britain's most prolific child killers, leaving an indelible mark on the country's criminal history. The scale and nature of Lucy Letby's crimes sent shockwaves through the medical community and the public at large. In response, a public inquiry was launched, chaired by Lady Justice Thirlwall. This inquiry aims to uncover how Letby was able to carry out her heinous acts undetected for so long. It's examining hospital procedures, management decisions, and potential systemic failures that may have allowed these crimes to continue. The findings, expected by late 2025, could reshape neonatal care practices across the UK. Beyond the inquiry, Letby's case has eroded public trust in healthcare institutions, particularly in neonatal units. It's forced hospitals nationwide to reassess their safety protocols and staff vetting processes. The ripple effects of this case will likely be felt for years to come, as the medical community grapples with preventing such a tragedy from ever happening again. As the dust settles on one of Britain's most chilling criminal cases, Lucy Letby's story takes yet another turn. In a surprising development, Letby is set to appeal her most recent conviction this October. This latest twist comes after her appeal against her initial convictions was rejected just months ago in May. The question on everyone's mind: what new evidence or legal argument could Letby's team bring to the table? With her crimes etched into the nation's memory, many wonder if this is a desperate last attempt or if there's more to the story we haven't heard. Adding to the intrigue, Letby's legal team is exploring the possibility of bringing her case to the Criminal Cases Review Commission. Could this be the start of a shocking reversal, or will it only cement her guilt further? As we await the October hearing, the Letby case continues to captivate and horrify in equal measure. As we wrap up today's episode on Lucy Letby, we're left with a chilling reminder of how evil can hide in plain sight. The question remains, how can we better protect our most vulnerable from those meant to care for them? Your thoughts matter in this ongoing conversation. Join us next time for another deep dive into true crime. And don't forget to subscribe for daily doses of real-life mysteries and justice served.